All right, we should be ready to go.
Good evening. Today is October 16th, and this is the Environmental Advisory Council. And call of order. Joe? Yes.
Joe Pinto, present. Dave Galucci.
Present.
Sheila O'Sullivan-Feeney.
Present.
Cindy Mahalo.
Present.
Janet Carvanis.
Present. Right.
Great, we're all here. Moment of silence. Pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Item number 4, consider approving the agenda.
I'd like to approve the agenda.
Joseph Pinto has made a
I
motion
second
to
it.
approve it, and Cindy Mahalo has seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Public comment for agenda items only. Seeing none, we'll move to item number 6, minutes. Consider approving the minutes from our September 18th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Joseph Pinto made a motion to approve the September 18th EAC minutes, seconded by Janet Carvanis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion stands. Thank you. Item number 7, reports.
If I could have you, just for the record, and you may have said it, but we had no public, so there was no public comment. I
Okay.
think you jumped it, but I just want to make sure, maybe I missed it, but.
Oh, I said it, but no worries.
Oh, I'm
Just for
We
the
didn't
record,
announce public comment.
Yeah.
Said seeing
No one spoke up. I think that was
Yeah.
implied.
seeing that there was no public comment, we did not provide public comment because no one is here. Thank you. All right, reports number 7, review the adopted Delaware County Zero Waste Plan. And James, if you could bring that up to page 7. And everyone, this is a really important plan. It's been shared out on the EAC things, and Cindy's going to go into the details and the summation, and then we'll work from there.
So last month, Delaware County adopted its first comprehensive zero waste plan. This is an aspirational plan that reflects our county's commitment to becoming a more sustainable, resilient community that protects residents, including the most vulnerable. It uses and relies on the international definition of zero waste, if you wonder what that is, which is the conservation of all resources by means of responsible production, consumption, reuse, and recovery of products, packaging, and materials without burning and with no discharges to land, water, or air that threaten the environment or human health. And to achieve this goal, Delaware County created 5 parts. The plan was more than 3 years in the making and had a lot of public input. It is a very well-researched plan that contains a lot of information about the current state of waste management in the county, the strengths, the weaknesses, and it sets forth a vision for a better way to operate in the future. I encourage the Newtown supervisors and other officials to review it, because I believe the supervisors will find that the goals of the plan align with their vision for making our community a safer place to live and work while reducing costs and protecting the environment. I know our township is very concerned about costs, and often when you implement environmentally sustainable practices, they have a triple benefit of helping human health, reducing costs, and protecting the environment. So the 5 elements are, the plan uses a zero waste hierarchy. If you look at page 7, please, where it prioritizes those practices, which is to implement first, which will yield the maximum feasible waste reduction and diversion. Secondly, it looks at the effectiveness of the county's current recycling programs while looking at potentially expanding waste diversion programs and services. Third, it offers actions to conserve resources and protect public health, public safety, and the welfare from the short and long-term impacts of waste disposal. Fourth, it looks how the zero waste solutions can help meet other county and municipal goals, such as reducing costs and creating efficiency programs. And calls for engaging with stakeholders, whether it's individuals or businesses or municipalities, throughout the planning and the implementation. And it identifies actions over 2 timeframes, short term, 1 to 4 years, and midterm, 5 to 9 years. And I think it's really fortuitous that this plan came out now, right when the township is working on its 10-year comprehensive and strategic goals, because this is also like looking forward on a similar time frame. So I think it's worthy of thoughtful review and consideration by both the EAC as well as township leaders, as it, I think, can be a valuable resource that can inform and inspire our actions at the municipal level. There are 4 types of actions. Policy, which includes like ordinances and things like that. Shifting culture, which is the way people think and act. Curbing waste, which is like, urging more recycling. And 4th, building better systems, having infrastructure. And if you look at page 6, it talks about those 4 actions. It's those 4 circles there. Those are the 4 different types of actions. And then in the back of the report, if you just scroll to the back, you'll see there's several pages of tables where it lists specific actions. Keep going, keep going, keep going. See, there's all kinds of information. It's a lot of research. It's 60 pages. So if you keep going all the
Well,
way.
you can go to page 23 is the short-term action items, and they do divvy them out in terms of whether it's a county issue or a municipal issue that could really address them. But on page 23, they'll start some of the short-term goals, and you'll see what's achievable. There's definitely some things that the township will want to look into. I thought it was interesting when you break out the actual amount of trash, and they highlighted, for example, the benefits of composting. Media is the only township in our Delaware County that presently provides a composting through the municipal, but it's also the food scraps are collected for kitchen harvest, which is part of Denver Orchards. But they were looking at opportunities for the township provide for composting and what they're doing with that in terms of how they provide trash services. They also mentioned about, Joe, you mentioned this a couple of years ago, about limiting the number of trash or reducing the number of trash vendors in your town, or even maybe instead of 2 days a week, like some haulers do, maybe encouraging them to do 1 haul. Also, they supported Newtown Township's initiative to have twice a month recycling, because they're trying to retrain people's behavior in terms of how they use their things instead of just increasing the amount of recycling.
I would still love to get us down to
Okay.
one individual trash hauler, too,
Yes.
if that's a possibility.
Okay, Cindy has her computer's
My
gonna die. She's
computer's
gonna
going to die in a
so
minute,
she's
so I
got-
want to say. So there's like 5 immediate practical actions that I think the township can take to reduce waste. And these actions represent no cost and little effort to the township, so there will be no impact to the township budget or to taxpayers. These include a number of things we've done before, which is to promote pumpkin recycling at Garrett Williamson, which does all the work. Promote election sign recycling, which is coordinated by the county. Last year it was at Rose Tree Park. Promote holiday light recycling, which is handled by local businesses such as Moms. 4th is to urge residents to leave the leaves, and we've been promoting that in the current newsletter and can be a focus of one of our articles in the next newsletter. And the last thing is a really exciting new free opportunity, which was brought to our attention by the Public Research Council, which is a glass recycling bin, which they will provide to, it's an offer they have to municipalities in the area for 1 month, totally free of charge. It's like an $800 value, where they will bring this really nice slick dumpster, which has different categories for different color glass, and leave it here for a month so that we can encourage our residents to keep their glass out of the recycling waste stream. Most glass that goes through the mixed recycling gets broken. It's not available for reuse. And then people they're actually using it as landfill layers. And that's really a waste of resource. So PRC has this program where they're encouraging municipalities to look at kind of siphoning off the glass and having this as an alternative disposal. So I can forward the information on, but again, other townships in the area have done this. It's a completely free offer. They have promotional materials. And
Would
then
that be something Aronimink could benefit from for the PGA championships next year?
I don't know how it would work for them. But I know the township, I'm assuming the township is working with Aronimink on their waste plan. Isn't that part of Act 101 that businesses and events have to have?
They'll have a waste plan, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of that's already, PGA is already very environmentally friendly in the way they do a lot of what they do already, in how they approach it. But yes, they'll have a full plan that they have to file.
You know, that I think the public might be interested in like a presentation from the PGA or Aronimink. If, you know, if they have such a good waste management plan, I think that would really give them some positive response among the public to know that they're being such a good steward and that the township, you know, is kind of keeping an eye on that. So I'm glad to forward that information from the PRC on.
So may I say that I think our goal is to get glass recycling as something that we do on a monthly basis
Yes.
or something like that.
Yes.
Because from my research on it, first of all, my sister who lives in Virginia says, why are you still putting your glass with everything else? Because it ruins the whole container work.
Yeah.
And I know the city of Pittsburgh a few years ago started collecting glass because it's very detrimental to put it in with all the others. So if we could alert the public or educate the public on the importance of this, and even if we had a voluntary system where people for a while just brought their glass in because they want to be doing the best they can for the environment, I think that'd be very helpful.
Yeah,
Well, I think
and
the
I
plan-
think the vision is that if the township did this on a free trial basis and thought that it was successful, when the representative explained that what some townships do to you know, keep the cost as low as possible is they may have the dumpster on site like every other month, and residents would be encouraged and educated to
Bring it,
save
right.
up their glass, bring it when the dumpster's on site, and to also share with an adjacent township. Like immediately came to my mind that Edgemont. Edgemont's a very small township. They might be interested in doing this. We have contacts among their supervisors. They probably wouldn't want to pay the whole fee themselves, but they're close enough, you know, physically that it would still be relatively convenient for their residents to come here and the townships could cost share. So it's something that I think is worth looking into.
Well, I think the entire plan is important for us to review because
whole
there are
plan, yes.
there is some elements they were talking about what the township does. They do pick out the debris and you offer storm opportunities. And all that together with wood, apparently, you're up to about 25 to 30% of the trash is from the grass clippings, the tree things that people put in. So again, it's some things that we've got to be able to take this report apart, maybe break into subcommittees and see what ways the township can work to implement some of these things. I think the county's coming out and this is an encouraging thing they're asking to. I don't know what teeth they're going to have behind it in terms of maybe there's right now they're rolling it out as a new plan because the you know how when they have a plan like this, what will be required from the townships in terms of reporting back. So it's something for us to definitely dig into, let the supervisors know. And Steve, if you want to, we can break EAC members out into subcommittee and kind of.
I mean, first of all, I think part of I mean, it's a plan that the county's put together. A lot of it's going to be directed by them.
Yes.
And part of what for me, there's part of it that after reading it, it sounds like there's a lot of work that they're gonna do that is gonna come down to the township
Yeah.
level.
Yes.
I don't wanna be ahead of where they are. I wanna be with them as
Sure.
they're bringing it in. I think that the key is being aware and looking for what they're gonna be sending us and
Right,
how we're
if you
gonna
look
take
on page
response.
23 and on down, they start even automatically already even saying this is municipal and this, this is the county
But even a lot of that is.
assigning responsibilities.
But the county is, yes, it's our responsibility, but the county's gonna provide something.
Okay,
And so I just want to make sure that we're not trying to do something that the county's going to be providing to
Right.
us.
Okay.
And
well, it's an important document. We'll take in, and if that will be, should we share it with the supervisors?
it's been shared with. the
Perfect,
supervisor.
all right, wonderful, all right, great. Anything else on, any other discussion on the county zero waste plan? I thought it was really important because it highlights the way that we handle our trash now, brought a lot of information to maybe some people might not be aware of the incinerator and what that does to the community, talked about health, the impacts, and ultimately everything that we do with our trash. The zero waste compost is just saying, like the sewing groups and the reuse and the garden sheds, so many really cool things
Yeah.
in that document. There are opportunities for us to kind of reach out to community partners and have them do some of those things that would help us accomplish the goals. But it's definitely an important document. Anything else anyone want to share on that before we move on?
But if we didn't put our glass in with the other recyclable materials, wouldn't that reduce our cost because we're not putting as much tonnage?
It wouldn't for us
No?
in that our fee is a set fee. So
Mhm.
we don't pay by ton,
Okay,
we pay by year. And so we pay a flat fee every year at this point. That being said, obviously, if you made a change like that and started doing something different, then we would bid it differently going forward. But
Right.
currently, our system it's not by ton, it's by.
okay,
And it's a single stream
It's a
system.
flat fee
right.
for the truck to go around and pick up every other week at every home.
But it's based on assumptions and previous.
Oh,
data gathered, probably.
I mean,
So if you.
there's lots of ways to go about it.
Yeah.
Right? There are municipalities that actually have a cost share kind of way that, they pay X and then if the commodity brings back a certain value, then they get a portion of the value back. I mean, there's lots of ways to bid it, and we've always bid it here as a flat fee to be able to know what the costs are gonna be each year. It's a set amount. We know where we are. We're not going up and down based on what the value of the commodity is. And, some years there was commodity you were paying to get rid of, other years you were paying, you were getting a value for the commodity itself, and that was helping to offset. And so that's always a big piece of it. The township has kind of taken an approach that we're allowing the vendor to do that and give us the best price possible, just to have it have a part of hauling.
It's really helpful to know. Thank you for explaining that. In terms of, like the leaf collection in the fall,
Yes.
is that folded into this pickup or is that like handled separately in terms of physically where it goes and cost wise? How's that handled?
So leaf collection is actually we have an agreement and a joint project that we do actually with Haverford Township. So all of our leaves get collected and we haul them to Haverford, and then they actually have a group that comes in and and it's a tonnage cost for removal. But it's our staff. So right now we use a third party for our recycling.
Right.
So we have a contract with them. For leaf collection, it's our trucks, it's our vacuums. And then we have a third party that our same group that does our grass cutting for the township through the summer. We use those folks in the fall to help us on the sweepers or on the vacuum trucks to pick up the leaves. So they're the ones that are raking. I don't know if you've seen the process, but
Yeah.
it's, so those folks help with that. And then our drivers haul it over to Haverford. And then they have a place where we bring it to. And then there's a third party that comes in and hauls from there. And so we're paying for the rakers a fee, and then we're paying for the disposal of the leaves for a fee.
Right. And we're paying our staff. So
Yeah,
say
yeah.
If we, would it be possible to look at the township budget and see what is the cost for the fall leaf management? And you said that's the rakers, that's the disposal fee to Haverford, and it's our public works labor.
And
Costs.
seasonal. and
Yeah,
seasonal workers.
what I would tell you is I could definitely pull out the 2 third-party costs very quickly. We don't project cost our public works team. You know, we don't make them, they track their hours, so we kind of know where they are, but we don't make them cost out everything they're doing. We just haven't done that. We've just said that part of the public works job is to do this, and so they do that. I could go back and get you an estimate, but it's not in our budget. So if you look in the public works budget, it swallows all of the public works folks' costs.
Got it.
We don't cost
Cost.
allocate it to each thing they do.
Okay, but you said the third-party costs, that would include the rakers that you hire or that service, and then the disposal fee to Haverford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting because it would be, I think, a motivation to taxpayers to know that not only is there a significant environmental benefit to composting their leaves, but, you know, if you were to say leaf removal costs township $50,000 a year, and we could reduce that by even, 10% and redirect the funds to tree planting or something like that. That would be.
I wish it only cost us $50,000
Right.
a year.
Well, I'll do is,
I was gonna start with a higher
Right.
number and I didn't want to be sensational.
I do have to watch the time here, but in terms of the Delaware County Zero Waste Plan, I think the important thing, and this is something from an educational thing, is we have to really hit hard on the fact of educating people because we've come from a disposable, that's what the whole premise of the study was. We've come from a disposable mindset and we really have to shift and change and reimagine how things can be. And it's important for everything for us to look at this plan. We'll dig in deep and we'll go in there and take direction from the township.
And so may I just say, this magazine that just came out, I know it's not Friends and Neighbors, what is it? But they have an article here on Leave the Leaves. I
Yep.
think this message is getting out more and more.
Right.
And Dave had a wonderful one that he did on this. So if we get this message out, I'd be curious to see if we get a reduction in the number of leaves that are picked up.
I want to say in the last 2 years, we've actually had an increase.
And that was because I think a lot of people we just have to reshift their minds in terms of making them understand it.
But I mean, we have been doing more of those kind of things. You've
Yes.
been doing more.
Right.
We've been trying to do a few things as well. But it's always interesting.
If we see in the goals I made, we would have like a
Yeah, we'll talk
a
about that.
mock
Okay.
up of
I
what.
can't wait
We
to
have,
there.
yeah, we do have that. We're gonna come to that, and a lot of these things might have to be outside of committee, because we do have to watch our time at 6 o'clock, and we have a couple more things to address too. So that is definitely something important. Item number 7.2 is Garrett Williamson accepting pumpkins for composting throughout November. Janet, you want to give us a little detail on that? And James, if you could please bring up the pumpkin composting image.
I think it's just,
It's there,
drop it off at Garrett Williamson, and if you can show the flyer.
Right.
you know.
Yes, they sent out an updated flyer, which I forwarded on
Yes.
to you. And
Yes.
so it's
And basically, they're asking for no glue, no glitter, no bleach, no paint.
paint.
Yeah,
right,
and that's pumpkin composting. Okay, okay, so this is really important. This is to keep it out of the trash. I actually take my pumpkins and we do pumpkin smashing, which is a lot of fun, and it feeds the animals. And we take bats and have a blast with it. It's in the backyard and it's all fun, but you can do whatever you want to get it, keeping it out of the trash system. Anything else on that, Janet?
No.
Okay.
They're redoing it and that we could advertise it.
Awesome. All right, item number 8.1, new business is Birdtown. Discussion on possible action for enrolling in the important bird area. Janet, take it away.
Yes, right. Well, this was started when Cindy was at the Ridley Creek State Park, is that right? And she saw a sign for the IBA that is a program, the Important Bird Area, started by Audubon back in 1996. I picked up on that, and since I work with the Valley Forge Audubon Society and also with Birdtown, and reached out to them as to who I should contact about those signs being available. I did speak with someone from Audubon National who said that if our parks are within the boundaries of the Upper Ridley Crum IBA, that we could put signs in our park and have it be known that we are living in a unique place that is considered important bird area, especially since we're on the Atlantic Flyway. And so I was given the name of the company that produces these signs. Although Audubon doesn't sponsor, National Audubon doesn't sponsor them anymore, we could purchase the signs through Voss Signs. And I was sent an invoice that we could get 5 signs for $161.25. That includes the shipping cost as well.
That was even, and you,
It's cheaper than the buying individuals, which are $41.
does that include the $80 that you have credited from CRC?
No,
Okay,
that's,
so
that is
actually, we're only going to be like we'll only be half of what
a
we
little
originally
bit more
thought.
than $80 of our budget
Right,
that we could add to the, I know, Steve, I sent on to you the fact that the CRC donated to our Birdtown $80 after the spring walk. And that has yet to be transferred because we don't know how to do that.
so we did identify.
Yeah, I'm working through how we're gonna handle that. I want to make sure that Tom's been out. Tom's our finance person.
Okay.
I want to work through with him how he would like to see that. I know how we've done it other times, but it's not something we do very often.
Okay.
Right.
And so, and we just, if we know that there's an expense that's going to go right back out, he may want to do it one way versus another.
Okay. We did already identify areas in the township that are part of the IBA pathway, and Newtown Square Meadow Preserve, Drexel Lodge.
Which ones were they, Janet?
Well, Drexel Lodge Park, Gable Park, Newtown Meadow Preserve, Rear Park, the Goshen Walking Trail. But then I also spoke with Kathy Cavalier, and she said that the Paper Mill House,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is certainly within the borders, would like one. And they have that new kiosk down there.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
All right,
They
so-
have a lot of educational
Yes, right. So
signage.
it'd be great for there as well. So I guess we could buy 6 rather than 5.
Well, the point is for us is we know that we're just making a motion to approve the EAC funds because this is an area of education opportunity. It's important for the support of the Audubon. It's an important part of Birdtown. But of course, we know that this will be contingent upon the supervisors approving those signs going into their parks.
So if I get approval here tonight, I have this document already to go to you, Steve, to forward to the supervisors.
All
To
right.
see if we could get approval, and then, of course, be very happy to make a presentation of these signs when they come in. With
So
the
Janet, what will be
supervisors.
our net
Is
cost
there-
to the EAC after the $80 that you're saying?
Well, the cost for the 5 signs is $161.25.
Okay.
Minus,
Yeah.
and
Minus
then minus
80.
the 80, so
Yes.
about $80.
Yes.
$81.25.
$81.25.
Yes.
So a motion was made by Janet Carvanis for Newtown Township EAC and the Birdtown to take advantage of the IBA program, which is the important bird area, and to display these signs. These signs will cost us $81.25 of EAC budgeted funds. Of course, this is contingent upon the Board of Supervisors and Drexel and the Parks approval of where you will
Yes.
be placed. A motion was made by Janet Carvanis, seconded by Joe Pinto. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great job. Janet. That's going to be awesome. And we look forward to that. And those placement. What's great about it too is it's educational and explains the importance. And of course, even some of the areas, going into the township, good stuff.
Right.
All
So,
right.
so I'll just close by saying on our own website, we talk about our meadow preserve being, within the Ridley Creek State Park watershed and a center, of an important bird area.
Yeah.
But that's not something that many of us read. And if we have this sign there, that's right there, that be so much more, impactful.
And I'm sure there'll be other information that they can go and research further if they want more information. That'd be awesome. All right, John, on Birdtown review of the tabling event at the Media Echo Fest.
Yes, I have tabled,
Just
at,
note that Joe Pinto has
media.
to leave at 6:08. Sorry.
so the Media Eco Fest is always well attended and the tabling is outstanding, really. So, made, additional contacts there, for opportunities for Birdtown to become, more involved, get people to come in. So I'm working on that aspect.
Perfect.
I think this is an annual thing. This is the second time I've tabled there.
Good.
I encourage people to come out if they have it again.
All right.
Right.
October
Yeah.
11th, the fall migration bird walk. at Garrett
Yes,
Williamson.
yes, right, yes. So, first of all, I have to say that Mother Nature really cooperated. Because I asked her, please, not to rain until 10:10. And that's about the time she started to rain. Because it was supposed to be kind of a rainy day. Anyway, so it was really, an opportunity for us to partner with, CRC. They were, collected the names or, established, who would be coming with their emails and all, so that we have contacts for that. So we partnered with the the CRC, Birdtown, Garrett Williamson. This is our fourth or fifth, spring, fall migration bird walk. This one, was on October 11th, which was World Migratory Bird Day. And for 2025, was called Shared Spaces. So, this was certainly an opportunity for that. Mike McGraw, was our lead, walk, supervisor or, helper, along with Bonnie Whitmere, who has, worked before she's a good ornithologist, and could, while Mike was talking, she could pick out the birds. So I will say that we observed 32 different species. And if you've ever been on a walk with Mike, he talks about things contingent or tangential to, birds. And so we learned a lot about, the migratory routes and how the wind, controls kind of what's coming in. And so there was a turnover on Wednesday night before our walk because the winds were, shifting. And so birds flew out, but new ones were flying in.
But thank you, Jenna. It was a great event. There was one little hiccup with the registration link that went out to the township's website. Because apparently when the group that shared it out, the link wasn't showing through. And then when we found out, because our numbers were lower than normally, they did correct it on the Friday before, but it was something that was addressed, but we would hope to see if we could try to avoid that. It was through the link when it was shared on the community thing. So yeah, the group took care of it. Everything's fine, but we're just trying to learn from that.
We did have 23.
Yeah,
people.
and that's normally we're at like
It was a
60.
nice,
Yeah.
so everybody could hear what Mike was saying. The line was not too long.
Awesome. Thanks, Janet. Item 8.2, discussion on EAC table at the Newtown Square trunk or treat. That'll be on Saturday, October 25th from 4 to 7. And Janet and I will be tabling that. Last year, there were so many people. We had planned for 125 and we were out of goods. All of our things that we did last year, we're actually going to make a request for $75 of our EAC funds to hand out sustainable treats. Last year we did Philly soft pretzels. We did Cracker Jacks without the toy and without the plastic wrapping, and we did apples. So we were trying to kind of hit all the kids. We don't want to do candy and we're not doing anything in plastic. So anything else that, if anyone can give us a suggestion, we're gonna give out those treats for it. It's also a tabling event. Nobody gets their snack until they hear what BEC is all about and how they kind of take a mini pledge to be the best environmental stewards. And the little kids will do anything just to get the little treat. So it's all good stuff. So if anyone else has any suggestions for things, let me know. But a motion was made by Sheila O'Sullivan Feeney for the AC to expend $75, up to $75 to have EHC treats available for this event.
Second.
Seconded by Dave Galush. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion stands. Awesome. All right, discussion and possible action on our tree planting event on Shade Tree Commission. First of all, let me give you a quick update. Everything is going well. All of the white flags have been planted on all 39 tree sites. We have 25 residents, majority 14 of whom are taking 2 trees. It's because of the area Fox's Run, of the area. This is Ashley Road and the Taka Brookside. This area is critical because there's an intermittent stream that flows through the rear of both the even side of Ashley and the odd side of Brookside. So we're trying to address the stormwater and runoff, but these street trees, we've had a lot of interest. They're all taken. We're in the process of getting those checks collected because the residents are getting the tree for free, but they're paying $45 for the tree, gator bag, the mulch, and the deer protection. In addition, the township is working on getting the call one system so that every utility will be marked before Rob Vanicola from Shade Tree Commission will come out and actually donate his time to do auger the hole. The township will be doing a great job delivering the trees to each resident on Friday, November 7th. That'll be our setup day. And that's going to be, if anyone else is around, Rob and I are in for that day, but that's a long day and we really need to kind of, it's a lot of this is questions and information, but on Saturday is our planning day. We're going to be, if anyone can get there before, 8 o'clock, but everyone else will be arriving at 8:45. And our first, trees will be planted at 9 o'clock. And all the details will be coming out about that. For that event, after everyone is completed, we're going to have tea, coffee, and little treats. And if Whole Foods doesn't provide us with the discount, we have to back up plan that we'll have $75 to cover those expenses because the residents are invited to come back. So if the residents do anything after we leave, that's on them. They want to have a party, that's on them, but not with us.
And it'll be bird-friendly coffee.
What do you, you're gonna have treats, but they're on their own?
No, they're jokingly want to have a bigger party afterwards, like some alcoholic beverages.
Oh,
That's
okay.
on them. That's them
That's
after.
the middle
after
of the day,
we're-
I'm right.
No, when we're done, that's on them. It's a fun neighborhood community and they're just trying to do something for fun. So really more so, we have all of our tree captains. We've reached out to Newtown Square and Bloom. We've reached out to Parks and Rec. We're going to reach out to every other committee. I asked Shade Tree to give us a number of tree tenders because we really need to know who will be in event. Janet, you will be there that day.
No.
Cindy and Joe are not able to make that day. Dave, are you able to make that day?
I'll be in the Caymans.
Oh,
Sorry.
you enjoy
I'll
yourself.
be diving.
You enjoy that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Sorry.
So we're desperate need for tree tenders and we did put out a call for tree tenders because we really, although we will have opportunities for the residents to do the trees with themselves, we really want to have this as an educational opportunity too. So
So Sheila, did anybody contact the Delaware County Master Gardeners?
no, I was going to ask you if you could, I need tree tenders for that, but I'm also waiting for Shade Tree to tell me how many of their members will be there and if John Hasselbach will be there. He's
Well,
a tree tender.
I'm glad to do that, but I want to stay in my own lane. So I am not going to reach out to anybody until I've been asked to do that.
Okay,
And the sooner you ask, the more likely you are to be able to get people before they're committed.
all right. Let me just check with Rob to see what his count is because last year we had 8 or 9 and we're down 3 this year. So, and Janet Elliott won't be able, she's not gone.
Well,
Just
personally,
call.
I wouldn't wait. I would just
Yeah.
reach out and ask.
Right.
Why play it so close to the vest?
I know. I'm
If
just-
you have extra tree tenders.
Yep.
Well, the
we'll
more
do
the
that.
merrier.
Then I will give you the email tomorrow asking you to do that. Be awesome.
Okay, the other thing is, I know you're looking for, volunteers, manpower, sweat equity. Last year was exhausting. We are not the youngest people in the world anymore. And, I think it would be helpful to reach out and get some students involved. So again, I'm not going to do anything without being commissioned to do so. But I will just point out that when we did the Goshen Trail planting last fall, I reached out to the high school and had a very productive contact with the young woman who was the student president of the National Honor Society. And she was very helpful, and we got quite a few young, able-bodied high school students who wanted to get community service hours.
Sheila,
so-
can you send an email that could be sent to the high schools and youth groups and things like that, please? So,
We will. The only question we'll have to do with that is have a release because you will be on private individuals' property and that was
Yeah,
just
we
be the
had
concern. Right,
releases.
PHS
We
release.
used the PHS.
You'll have to
release.
use the standard PHS release because you'll be on residential property.
sure.
And just, I would want anyone that was out there who was a minor or a child to be, make sure that they're under a tree tender's care as well, you know what I mean? So I'll send you the email of what we're looking for in terms of volunteers.
Okay, thank you.
I did reach out to one of the individuals who Paul forwarded to us and I did, put them on as a volunteer as well. So I will email you further information about that, but everything else is moving along. And, Rob has ordered all 39 trees and we are waiting for everything to happen. And so that's looking good. So a motion was made by Sheila O'Sullivan Feeney for us to approve up to $75 per event from the EAC budgeted funds for this event on Saturday, November the 8th. Motion was made by Sheila, seconded by Dave
Second,
Galush.
that's fine.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion stands, great. All right, item number, this is just more so, just covering ourselves for, thanks, discussion, possible action on the We Can Serve Fall Regional Conference. Actually, what's great, we have 4 EAC members that will be attending this all-day conference. It's from 8:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, November 15th. So that's 3 full days that we have to do work next month. But that'll be a really awesome experience. I saw your notations of the classes that you selected, and Janet, you've selected.
Yes.
And I tried to pick classes that you weren't in just so that we could be exposed to different things.
Right.
Really important for us to gather. I do like it at home, but it's great that we'll be able to be in person and it's at Penn State. We Can Serve PA provides so much information and Township is an affiliated membership and it's important for us to take advantage of these opportunities for learning. Cindy has been invited to be a panelist on the Getting Volunteers. Good, so we wish her well on that. But a motion was made to approve 4 EAC members attending the We Can Serve budgeted. We have budget for this at $90 per person. Motion was made by Janet Gravanas, seconded by.
Can I just jump in there a minute?
Yes.
Knowing how precisely the township likes to monitor its money. Because I'm a panelist, I've been granted a 50% reduction and I've passed that information on to Desiree and given her the information on to the discount code to put in that. So my fee is only $45.
All right.
Great.
So a motion was made that 3 individuals will be at $90 and 1 individual will be at $45.
315 total. in case anyone wants to-
$315 total for that. And this is already out of EAC budgeted funds. Motion was made by Jonica Van, seconded by
Second.
Dave Galush. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion stands, great. All right, item number 8.5, discussion of possible action to replace the outdoor rain gardens. Cindy, take it away.
Yeah, I wanted to ask for some funds to purchase they're like the yard signs, the campaign signs that we've put in both gardens. Because the ones we have are falling apart.
Yeah. And you,
There-
you
Is there an
previously,
option just to spend a little bit more on ones that are gonna last a couple years, gets cost savings and,
well, these ones, Cindy
metal-
donated, she donated the cost for them, so.
oh,
The ones that are
well,
out
we
there.
should budget for
Right.
that.
Yes,
All the signs that are out there, I paid for myself.
Oh, well, I didn't know
so that was,
Yeah.
that was
that.
great.
Okay, gotcha.
What we're looking at.
Well, in the future,
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking for this money.
Yeah.
This would be a
replace.
pay-
yeah, no,
to pay
for
you
sure.
back.
I think we are looking to
No,
do
there's
some.
no-
I guess what I'm saying though, a permanent sign being like, this was started this year,
Yeah.
you know.
We'll
but-
look into
yeah,
that,
yeah,
Dave.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
actually, that
Yeah.
brings up a good
We'll look
point.
into
There
that.
was some signage suggested for Gable Park and for the Goshen Trail that you had mentioned before.
Yeah, well, I was wondering about that, Steve, is, there was money, when we talk about
permanent.
signs.
Permanent signing.
Well, first, let's deal with this
Yes.
first.
Okay, so this is just as a temporary measure. These last for 2 or 3 years, you're
Yeah.
saying? So 2 or 3 years, all of them have QR codes. They provide information to them. You had 3 or 4 of them you donated the last round. And this will the township be able to approve all the content that's on them, just like we did this time?
Sure, if
Okay,
you want to.
I mean, just so the township knows what's on the sign, that'll be fine. Okay, if a motion was made that Cindy Mala will approve budgeted
Second.
signs to make sure that the township has approval on what will be on the signs. And of course, acknowledging the rain garden and the importance, seconded by, who made the
Second.
first? Who made the first?
I thought,
I was just,
oh,
okay.
Cindy?
Cindy Mahalo has made it, seconded
Yeah.
by Dan Kalush. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion stands. Awesome. Good job. Thank you for that, Cindy. That's important to educate people about the importance of the
Yeah.
rain garden.
And, Steve, speaking of signs, there was, a sign developed, for Newtown Square and Bloom to put on the Goshen Trail to explain all the habitat restoration and planting that happened there. And, George asked to see the mock-up that Newtown Square and Bloom had developed, and I sent that to him several months ago, and I haven't heard anything back. And I think it's, when the township and organizations invest that much time and money into public infrastructure that's so visible, I think it's really a missed opportunity to not have educational signage there to explain to people what's going on. So I just wondered what the status of that sign approval was.
I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
Okay.
So that's for the Goshen Trail.
Maybe send it again.
Yeah, I can
Yep.
send it again.
That'd be great. All right, item 8.6. This is discussion of our EAC goals. So it's wonderful. We kind of wanted to have not just our goals in the specific, wanted to really give us some action items and some steps. So instead of me reading them all, we're all going to take turns. And Janet, you mentioned you have it. You want to read our first goal for EAC for 2026?
All right. Number 1, support the township's environmental and strategic initiatives. And these are the bullet points. Continue aligning the work of the EAC with the township's comprehensive and strategic plans, as well as other relevant ordinances and plans to ensure cohesive progress towards shared environmental and sustainable goals. Bullet point 2, provide actionable input on the new comprehensive plan update. 3, support new township sustainability benchmarks or ordinances as they arise.
All right, any discussion on that, or do we need clarity on anything?
I have no
Yeah,
I have no questions. I think it's great. And I just want to say again, Dave, great job, because I know you drafted this.
Absolutely. It's all very clear and expansive and.
I think I know you guys well enough now where I'm like,
okay.
I got the sub bullets underneath each one that everyone kind of likes, so yeah.
Save the
Yeah.
world isn't there though, Joe. Dave. Save the.
Yeah, I'll read number 10.
Oh, wait, number
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
number 2, Cindy?
strengthen and expand, then
Strengthen and expand the Sustainable Newtown Square Green Business Coalition. Bullet 1, deepen partners with local business and community stakeholders through the Green Business Pledge Initiative. 2, increase the number of certified green businesses. And 3, consider expanding outreach to include home-based businesses.
Yeah.
I think they all make sense.
And I think the EAC wants to get the support from the township and the supervisors to be working together, because this is a lofty goal to lift. I mean, it really is. There's a lot behind the scenes to expanding the Green Business Coalition, and even to pull off the event every year. So we want to make sure that we're partnering with the township on that, and to get their full support would be really helpful. All
So
right.
I need to apologize. I'm actually covering somebody else's stuff tonight as well as my own, because I got somebody on vacation. I have to step out
Okay,
to an executive session.
no worries.
So we'll be back down at 7 for for the zoning hearing board. So if there's something else that comes up, if you need to tell me, just shoot me an email and I will try to address it. Okay?
The only question I wanted to ask before you leave is the Drexel Lodge Park tree planting that they scheduled for November 15th from the 9 to 12. Are they going to be, is the township involved in that, or is that all CRC?
I don't know that answer for
Okay, I
sure.
just
I
saw-
think it's all CRC. That was what my
The
understanding
repairing
was.
buffer, okay.
But I know we just got the document signed this week.
Yes.
So I do not, but I did not know exactly
The date,
how
I
much,
just-
how much involvement the township was expected for those plannings.
Okay, the only question is because 4 of our EAC members will be at the all-day conference that day, just I wanted to let you know that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect, all right, great, thank you.
So Steve, is that tree planting being coordinated through Shade Tree, through Public Works?
I think it's being planted. I think it was through Shade Tree, but I'd have to go back. I know Public Works has been working on it. We've had an issue of there's a requirement that we
yeah,
had to
discussed
work
that.
through.
Municipal authorities.
Because the township doesn't own the land. We lease the land. And so we had to enact and extend the lease on the land so that we could do it.
All right, great. Thank you, Steve. All right, just for the record, Steve Neese will be leaving the meeting at 6:28. All right, we are on item number 3. Dave, you want to?
Deepen community outreach and education. Build on 2025 outreach successes by offering more targeted education and engagement opportunities for residents. Strengthen relationships with HOA boards to coordinate sustainability practices and continue the robust production of EAC-related e-newsletter content with at least one article per edition. We're obviously already hitting the last one. And, we've sort of done the first 2 ad hoc. I think we continue to do that, but if there's a way to sort of codify or make more cogent and, what's the word I'm looking for? Systematic. That's
Right.
my theme of all these goals is trying to make our stuff more systematic. So.
Okay, and I think also in terms of the new e-news content, if we could derive some information from the Delaware County Zero Waste Plan and just kind of add that into, it would be really helpful because it would align with the county and the township's goal. That would be, I think, something we could add to. All right, number 4.
I'd like to comment.
Sure.
I'd like to comment on the first bullet. I totally concur with this. And just to put some tactical input on it, I was contacted by Sandra Thompson, who's the new Assistant Development Director at Garrett Williamson. They are very interested in partnering with the EAC on educational opportunities. And they have very much offered their premises as a place to host it. Being a development director, she wants more people to come to their property to be aware of it. So I met with her. I told her some of the things we were doing, the township was doing. She explained what their interest is. And we came up with an initial idea for Birdtown that Janet and I already had, and that is to do a talk and walk, capitalizing on the incredible interest nationwide in bird watching. And we have identified a young man who's an expert birder in Philadelphia who could come out and give us a talk on Merlin, how to use the birding app Merlin, which is very popular. And he would do an indoor presentation. He could do this at Garrett Williamson and then do a walk. And so that's a collaboration there between EAC, Birdtown, and Garrett Williamson.
That's great.
And there's another thing is Kathy Cavalier, just in the last week, saw a couple postings I did on Facebook about the fall salt snapshot. And I forget what the other one was. She's like, Cindy, there is a new librarian on staff. She's on the Friends of Librarian Board, who's like in charge of programs. And this woman is looking to do programs, and they will help host it, plan it, publicize it. Because I said the EAC would love to do more educational events, but we just don't have a lot of bandwidth for doing all the program planning, the publicity, and still getting a good turnout. So I think that's very encouraging, and I can follow up with that. And we had a very positive partnership with Trails and Greenways back in June with
native plant pollinator walk and free bird-friendly coffee tasting. And in terms of, you said being systematizing things, the plan was to repeat that next June.
That's great.
All right.
That's great.
And
Yeah.
I also just talked to Kathy before our meeting today, and she talked about the library opportunity and, asked if there was something that I would want to address. So this is great because we've tried in the past and not had a lot of luck, but if this is something ongoing, that people know it's going to happen
And they have their means of communication, which is very
Right,
helpful.
yes.
And it's also, we can just be the supplier of information, not the one that has to produce and do everything. So that's important, but we've got to watch our time here, guys. So we hit number 3, number 4, right? Advance the Township Sustainable Pennsylvania certification, maintain Sustainable Pennsylvania certification by supporting the township reporting and documentation requirements, assisting complying sustainable metrics and outcomes, identify new qualifying projects to promote township-wide sustainability. So we've always worked, and we're going to be meeting with Mary Walsh to continue to support the township's efforts and to provide them with any certification efforts that they need. All right, number 5.
Sheila, is she the person who has
Yes,
replaced?
Suzanne.
Suzanne,
Yes.
okay.
All right. Expand number 5.
why doesn't
Jane?
Cindy take that?
Yeah,
Trees.
Okay.
Okay. I had one last possible addition to a 4th bullet under number 4.
What was that?
And this would be, I don't know if anyone's taking notes, but I could amplify our outcomes by finding areas of synergy with the Delaware County Sustainability Council. In addition to their zero waste
Got that, Dave?
plan, they have a sustainability plan, over all kinds of areas of sustainability. And when we're thinking about the Sustainable Pennsylvania certification, there might be ways that when we're working towards the Sustainable Pennsylvania certification, there's also areas of synergy with the
That makes
county
sense.
sustainability plan.
Yeah, that does make sense. I got that. Thank you,
So
Cindy.
just
Cindy,
look for
Dave-
areas of intersection.
Yeah. Dave,
Okay,
note
number 5, tree initiatives. I would.
I'll do it. Okay, expand tree, continue the partnership with the Shade Tree Commission to expand tree planting and maintenance. But we also have to recognize that we have limited bandwidth, so we've got to, encourage Shade Tree to do as much as they can within that, because they're the ones tasked with that important responsibility. So we can work with them a little bit. We're gonna tweak that a little bit, Dave.
We can tweak the language.
okay.
That's fine.
Pursue grants or partnerships to fund future tree giveaways or reforestation. I think we could be the one to provide information to grants, but Cindy, do we really want to be taking the grants one? Because I thought the township was really going to be looking at a grant writer.
That's kind of what I mean by
Yeah.
that. I mean, I have no expectation of us actually writing.
Yeah,
a
that's why I just
detailed
want
grant.
clarity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Clarity on that issue would be my concern. Develop and maintenance program for newly planted trees to enhance survival rates. So. And you want to mention what you've mentioned before, that this is for not in the area of street trees, because that's within the realm of the Shade Tree Commission. This is for trees that work from either a stormwater perspective or in the riparian zone or outside.
I would just say, I made this point specifically thinking of Cindy talking about deer eating the
Yeah.
young trees, people planting trees, but not having any conception of what they actually need to do to make sure that they survive. Again, I'm not
Yes.
trying to sign us up for any onerous, maintenance responsibility, but
Yeah.
just however we can make a difference, I
Yeah.
think.
I think
And-
we're all in
Education,
agreement.
through education.
And to that point, and we can work on the wording here, 2 nuances. On the first bullet, it seems to me that shade tree is really focused on street trees. There's a very strict definition of what a street tree is, and that's like along the street and in the right of way in the front of a property.
Well, that's because that's what they're tasked with. So,
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah,
Right.
that is what they're tasked with, and the Public Works is working very much, as we see with the 55 new trees at Drexel Lodge, in planting in parks. So to me, that leaves the door open for the EAC to work with residents, to plant elsewhere on their property, such as not in the street area, but along riparian buffers and things like that. So
There's a number of properties that have streams that go through their property.
yeah,
So
there-
identifying
and
those.
that is a key area for, stormwater
Yes,
management
yes.
and
Correct.
habitat health is planting along the riparian buffers.
All right.
And
Cindy, can you get your notes to Dave on,
Yep.
on the
And-
thing so we can tweak that a little bit?
yeah, and to tweak number 4 about the maintenance program, there is something that I would love to see more, and that is the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, PHS, has a wonderful training program called Tree Tenders. And I would love to see more residents, especially those who are getting these trees, to take the tree tender training. It's like 4 sessions. It's virtual, costs like $35.
We did send that information in the letter. When the
Oh,
next step-
it's
It's in
good,
next
good,
steps and it's
good.
in care tree planning letter. And both a QR code for them to go into tree care and also Penn State Extension to provide a resource for trees and care.
Excellent, excellent. So I'd love to see tree tender groups formed in these neighborhoods that have gotten trees. So not only do these trees have educated residents, but also then these people could be a resource down the road when we're doing other tree plantings in other neighborhoods.
I can get specific on that last point.
Yep.
I like that. It's a good idea.
All right, number 6, increase public awareness of local environmental quality issues, continue to find new ways to promote awareness of light, noise, air, and water pollution, and advocate for practical mitigation steps. That's awesome, it was a really important. Partner with schools and community groups to find ways to collect and share environmental data. And also in the sharing, we also kind of encourage them to be sharing in the mission of education as well.
Yep.
All right.
And part of what I really like about that second bullet, Dave, and you might even try to work this language in, is something that Janet talks a lot about, which is citizen science. This is a really growing movement within environmental
That's what I had in
circles.
mind actually,
Yep.
was the what birds in my yard
Yep.
type thing, right? But
Yeah, well.
if we could do that with other stuff too.
Right,
Yes,
Right.
and
Naturalists.
residents getting involved in tracking birds on World Bird Day or the National Bird Count Day.
Christmas bird
The Christmas
count.
bird count, and also Stroud Water Research is implementing a fall and winter salt snapshot where trained volunteers go out into the community, gather water samples, and then provide reliable data on environmental health indicators.
Yep.
All right, item number 7, promote sustainable landscaping and lawn care practices, encourage residents to adopt sustainable yard and garden management techniques, expand leave the leaves and composting campaigns, consider development, a demonstration showcase eco-friendly yard practices. We don't have the bandwidth this year, but I would really love if we really could provide opportunities for us to get some of the contractors, landscape contractors, provide educational opportunities, maybe provide a lunch. That was something for next year to consider, or maybe the following year, but you're training them, explaining to them, because they're the ones that are doing this, especially with this. So it's
I mean,
something.
I sort of, actually, I'll let you go first. Janet, go ahead.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
again,
Yes.
this new magazine or this issue, so they're addressing electric alternatives to the cleanup, the gas powered leaf blowers.
Right.
Noise pollution,
Yeah,
air
some
pollution.
Municipalities are coming in
Right, so,
and limiting.
so this is something that came out from Penn Environment.
Yeah.
This may be something we could post on our e-newsletter.
Yeah,
Uh,
If you could, send me the content. we can
I
run that.
think and this is maybe one of the more pie in the sky type things I had thought about, but similar to the rain gardens, right, which are examples of sort of good ways you can be a steward of the environment, plant native plants, things like
Yes,
that.
right.
I think part of what makes people maybe reticent to compost or do totally natural lawn care is like they have no idea what it looks like.
Yes.
They're like, I don't know what my yard's gonna look like,
Yes.
So having some sort of example space in the township, maybe even a section of a park, just kind of dedicated to like, this is what a pile of composting leaves look like. This is what doing things naturally looks like, because there's a very good chance that many people have never seen a pile of composting leaves, wouldn't know the first thing about it, and it would just be helpful. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot more education.
yeah.
All right, so that's something for us to strive to, and we can incorporate ways that we can deliver on that in 2026. Number 8, Dave, you want to read that?
Yes. Number 8, advise municipal bodies through land development reviews. Number 1, continue to provide expert environmental reviews of land development applications. Number 2, offer recommendations to promote sustainability, native planting, water management, and other environmental best practices. Number 3, consider publishing a concise summary of EAC review priorities as a reference for developers and planners. That to me is probably the single most important thing that I touched on in the goals. It should be like a cheat sheet for people, so they're not reading through hundreds of pages of ordinances and all this sort of the esoteric environmental stuff they may not agree with. Just show me one page of what you care most about in a list of priority from 1 to say 10. And if I'm good on 1 through 8, I know that I have an easier time with 8 and 9.
I think that's a great idea, and it could be as simple as to show them the template that we use
Correct.
to draft our
Correct.
comment letters and
Yeah.
say, this is what we're gonna be
Absolutely.
looking at you.
All right, so we
Yeah.
can work on ways to deliver on that as well. Okay, prepare the 2025 annual report, documentation, accomplishments, outreach, and measurable progress towards sustainability objectives. Identify key priorities and lessons learned to inform future planning. That's an important thing developing on the annual report. It's difficult because our meeting's only an hour and a half. We have so little time to really sit here and discuss things. You know what I mean? It would be nice whenever we have a chance for subcommittees to do that. It's a great way for us. Because waiting till once a year to accomplish, list all the things that we're doing, we forget to kind of put ourselves in perspective from all the difficulties we might be facing each month, but that's important. Number 10,
Wait, can I
Janet.
just say on 9, the first bullet,
Yep.
I love that, because that was something I've been thinking about anyway, is that in business, they say, you know, it's not enough just to say what actions we implemented, but what were the outcomes? You know, we wrote articles, but how many people read them? She went tabling, how many people did she speak with? You know, we held the bird walk, but how many people were there?
Totally.
And that's like
23.
one simple way just to start putting.
I completely agree.
Data around.
Data.
Data is great. The
Data.
difficulty though is sometimes when we are trying to change minds and make people who don't care about the environment find ways inward to them to get them to care. So maybe they don't care about the environment, but they care about money.
Correct.
I think so
That's
we're-
not,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
I-
that's our point,
Yeah.
though, right? If the data, I think that broadly speaking, what sort of data can we be collecting, which even tangentially is helping us achieve our goals?
Well, and it's not, the point of collecting the data is not to change people's minds. The point of us collecting the
Okay,
data
sure.
is so that as a body, can measure our impact.
Inform the efficacy of
right.
what we're doing.
So
Yeah, I
our
agree.
annual report is important. We've read it and we will continue to do that. Number 10,
Okay, I'll take number 10.
You got 10.
Maintaining and strengthen Birdtown certification. Continue collaboration with the Birdtown, Pennsylvania program to promote wildlife-friendly community practices. Continue to host at least 2 public birdings or habitat restoration events annually. And encourage residents and schools to install native plant gardens and bird-friendly landscaping features. So we're working on many of these. And my feeling is we cannot care to protect something that we have no knowledge of. And we have to have education first, so people have knowledge, so that they know to protect it, that they want to protect it.
Yes.
Right, so that's what I feel like we're doing with Birdtown. And I try to get that message out whenever possible, sometimes on the shirts that I wear.
well, I think this is a lot of heavy lifting for us in 2026. I think these are honorable goals. I think we're going to be able to work toward them, and it's going to be something that will keep us on our toes. We do hope that the township will consider increasing us to 7 EAC members to share in the township.
Good.
Because it is a heavy load for us to lift, and all of us
Yes.
have allows an outside responsibility, so we hope that they would consider that and they will continue on that. So, item old business, won't be having any items for the next agenda. Anyone can send me those. Our next EAC meeting will be on Thursday, November 20th at 9:30. Our EAC agenda items will be due to me on Sunday, November 9th at 8:30 a.m. November EAC newsletters will be due on Sunday, November 9th. We already have,
That's
Joe is-
the same day?
yep.
Okay.
Sunday. Joe
Okay.
is doing something on sustainable decorating for the fall and harvesting. We'll have a lot of events going on. Any suggestions, Janet, that you have for the e-newsletter?
None that come to mind, but
Okay, but you think of something
Yes.
that you can have. Cindy, do you want to take one message from the Delaware County Zero Waste Plan?
Yeah,
And
I'll do
make that an
something.
article on that. And then we'll look for other content. And Dave, you're going to be on the council for December. So don't do that. Think of something.
I'll do the Christmas light recycling.
Perfect, all right, perfect. All right, so, seeing public comment, being none, any other things? We've got 2 minutes left, EAC members. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Negative.
Cindy?
Nope.
Janet?
Nope.
Good. Okay, this, all in, the meeting is adjourned. All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, dear Lord.